to avoid my calls.
Here, here's my
One now.
I have reached Erin Ryder. I'm not available. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you.
Hi, Ryder.
Hi, Ryder.
Ryder, it's Josh. I have a quick question for you. Call me back on my cell. Bye. Sorry, go on.
That's great. I hope she calls back. The other one was actually this gentleman right here. He got a pretty good illness going on in Africa. We were in Namibia. We just to kind of set this up. We were actually in Argentina prior to this. It was around the time of the New York. What was the hotel where they had the Ghost Hunters live in New York?
The Buffalo. Central Terminal.
Yeah, Central Terminal. So Josh actually left us, left the crew in Argentina or in Buenos Aires while he flew back to the States and did the hosting for the show. And before that, we were in Argentina. We were on horseback. I had pulled a couple ticks off myself. I think our audio gal had it on some on her, and I didn't know Josh had it. And he hadn't mentioned anything to me about it. And eventually, by the time we got to we got to Africa, he just had this fever. He was like, I feel horrible. He's just like sweaty, like 104-degree temperature. You ached all over. And I was like, oh, he's got the flu. He went to New York, shook about 1,000 people's hands, probably got the flu. And so we're trading it, and it's kind of coming and going, back and forth. And he ends up, we're like 6 hour drive from the nearest clinic, out in the middle of the desert, really, in Namibia. And we're in this this little hut, and it's like straight out of some movie, like, Into the Darkness or something. I don't know. He's just like laying there, and there's like mosquito netting, and he's like, shaking and sick, and he told Ryder something. She wanted your necklace. That's what it was.
Yeah.
She's like, Josh, if you die, can I have your necklace? He's like, yeah. And he's like, no. No, you can't. But Josh was he was a legitimate sickness. Anybody that knows he has Lyme disease or anything about Lyme disease knows that it has permanent neurological problem. It can cause permanent problems with your nervous system. So he
Wait,
can. Oh wait, I thought they told you that. Yeah, Lyme disease is a serious illness, and we ended up getting treated. You felt better within a few days after we started taking the high dose antibiotics, but he was sick. We almost closed down production. The channel wanted to shut down. They didn't want us to film anymore at all in Africa. And basically get Josh. They were getting ready to send the army and helicopters and the rescue mission to come get Josh, and because he was sick. They had heard he was sick. They couldn't get a hold of us, and because we're out in the middle of nowhere, and they were legitimately worried, and they had every right to be because he was legitimately sick. That's not good. It's bad news, and luckily Josh turned around really quick, and that's what scared me the most, even more than Ryder's spill, because that's kind of a traumatic thing, and bones heal. But when you have a sickness or an infection like that from Lyme disease, which is caused by a deer tick, that's something that's not as easily fought off. So I was really concerned about Josh, and as everybody else was. But luckily, he did turn around really quick. He got a lot of IVs and a lot of babying. Kind of took care of him. Okay. He's our Josh. But yeah, he pulled out of it. So those are probably the two biggest things I've ever experienced on DT. Otherwise, it's like you got the runs because you ate something bad, or nausea, vomiting.
That's every season.
That's every season.
It's not a question of who on the crew gets sick, it's the question of when.
When.
It's just who the last person will be to get sick. Everyone at some point is gonna go down.
Get something, right? That's expected. Yes, ma'am.
Now wait, so they're gonna send in helicopters for you, but they can't get you a decent mode of transportation.
I know.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's just Ryder. Ryder books the worst car she can find for me in every country. That's just her sick little inside game. We finally, toward the end of the 5th season, I finally put my foot down and said, "This is insane." We were in Cyprus or something. It was there's a Hertz rental car. We do not need to have a car this bad. So that's like been a long time inside, kind of gag. Look, a lot of the times it really is. Speak of the devil. Erin Ryder, please. Ryder, I'm here with a couple hundred of your biggest fans.
Hi, Ryder!
Hi, everybody.
A couple of things. They want to know why you continue to book really shitty cars.
Well, do they know the budget that I have?
Yes, but it does seem even beyond the budget, Ryder, that you're just sort of screwing with me a little bit.
Well, have they been on the road with you?
We also talked about your motorcycle spill a little bit. Would you like to give us the blow-by-blow of how it is that you came to fall off that motorcycle?
Well, it was a whole bunch of things, really.
Uh-huh.
It was me driving too fast on loose dirt and taking chances.
A child darted out in front of you, I believe?
That monk came out of nowhere.
Well, I just wanted to say hello. I won't tie up your Friday night. Are you, what are you doing tonight?
Oh, there's a big night of there's a Golden Girls marathon on. All this wine is not going to drink itself.
Right. So, typical Friday night for you then.
Oh, it's going to be big.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Okay, bye.
We're on shitty car.
Oh, shitty cars. As if on cue.
Is there anywhere that you guys tried to investigate that you've either turned down by the country or the network or anything like that?
Yeah, the network turns me down every year for a few places. The way it works is that we, at the production company, we will put together our list of where we want to take the show. And the one cheat on the show is that we don't fly home after every investigation to go meet with an expert, right? It isn't time or, cost effective to do that, yeah. So what we do is we leave the country and we film the episodes in sequence, and usually go all the way around. And then we'll come home, and then we'll meet with the experts, right? So we'll typically leave the country for 2 to 3 months without coming home at all. And so the route that we choose, it's a combination of choosing the right stories, but also having them line up on an airline map so that we can get between all those places. And so every year we sort of design the trip the way we want to do it, and then we march it up to the channel. And there's always a couple of things that I want to do that they shoot down. So every year they reject. I wanted to do something in Iraq for a long time, like Saddam's haunted palace thing. And every year they laugh me out of the room. They're like, Gates, you're not going to do that. And because we have great fans in the armed forces, and we thought, oh, this would be really cool. We could do like an armed forces, DT, where we go into some abandoned palace in the green zone, and they never let me do that. And Tibet usually falls off the list only because it takes a long time to get up there, and we want to do a Yeti episode in Tibet, and logistically that's tough. My Titanic ghost episode gets shot down every year. A little expensive, it turns out, to go down to the Titanic and shoot an episode of DT. Antarctica was rejected every year until they finally said yes to it, which was amazing. It just logistically, that is a trip that took a long time, and you have to sail down there, and so it's a lot of travel for one episode. But we finally got to do that, which is nice. The only country we've been denied filming permit in is India. India has a very structured tourism bureau, and if you've ever seen any India ads, everything is incredible India. That's their motto, and so all their tourism is really about celebrating the beauty of India, and they feel as though doing a paranormal or a crypto story doesn't really thread in with that, and so we've never been able to get them to perm. We wanted to do a Taj Mahal episode, and it's just something we couldn't work out.